India has vehemently rejected a report released by the US Commission on International Religious Freedom, that is a USCIRF, characterizing it as a malicious and asserting that the organization operates with a biased agenda. The USCIRF's report highlights concerns about the alleged decline of religious freedom in India and calls for the United States Department of State to designate the country as a country of particular concern. In a press briefing on Thursday, Ranveer Jaiswal, spokesperson for the Ministry of External Affairs, articulated India's long-standing disapproval of USCIRF, stating, "Our views on the United States Commission on International Religious Freedom are well known. It is a biased organization with a political agenda." He accused the Commission of misinterpreting facts and promoting a narrative that does not reflect the true state of affairs in India. Jaiswal emphasized, and I quote, "We reject this malicious report, which only serves to discredit USCIRF further." The USCIRF's annual report, which is authored by senior policy analyst Sema Hassan, asserts that misinformation and disinformation, including hate speech from government officials, have contributed to violent attacks against religious minorities and their places of worship. The report alleges that throughout 2024, there have been numerous instances of severe human rights violations in India, including killings, beatings, and lynchings perpetrated by vigilante groups. Additionally, it notes that religious leaders have been arbitrarily arrested and homes and places of worship have been demolished, describing these events as systematic and egregious violations of religious freedom. The report also indicates that the Indian government has consistently failed to protect religious minorities, raising concerns about the state of civil liberties in India. The report stated, "This report underscores how throughout 2024 individuals have been killed, beaten and lynched by vigilante groups. These events constitute particularly severe violations of religious freedom." India's Ministry of External Affairs has a history of denying visas to USCIRF members dating back to the tenure of former Prime Minister Manmohan Singh. The government has cited concerns over the Commission's interference in its internal matters as a reason for these refusals. India has previously accused the USCIRF of producing biased, unscientific and agenda-driven reports that aim to undermine the nation's image on international stage. In light of the escalating tensions, Jaiswal urged the USCIRF to focus its efforts on addressing human rights issues within the United States, suggesting that the organization redirect its attention away from India. He stated, and I quote, "We advise the USCIRF to utilize its time more productively on addressing the human rights issues in the United States." The USCIRF's report adds another layer to the complex discourse surrounding religious freedom and human rights in India, drawing attention to a debate that continues to provoke strong reactions from various stakeholders, both domestically and internationally. As the Indian government continues to face scrutiny over its treatment of religious minorities, the relationship between India and the US remains a pivotal aspect of geopolitical discussions, particularly in the context of human rights advocacy and religious freedom.